What is going on, guys? It's never too early to predict how the 2020 NFL season will play out. Most of the top free agents have signed. The majority of blockbuster trades have been completed. The draft is over. Plenty can change between now and week 1. Here are our early predictions for all 32 NFL team records in 2020. Arizona Cardinals, 9-7. Kyler Murray dazzled aplenty in his rookie year, but it wouldn't be a surprise if he took his game to an MVP-like level in 2020. The Cardinals pulled off a grand larceny on the Houston Texans by trading the world-class wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, giving Murray a dynamic game-changer. D-Hop, Larry Fitzgerald, and Christian Kirk might form the NFL's best wide receiver duo. Kenyon Drake, who performed well in his short tenure with Arizona last year, will also have to be accounted for. Drafting the versatile Isaiah Simmons will be a game-changer on that defense as well. With so many offensive weapons, Murray and the Cardinals are poised to take off now. We see 9 wins from this group in 2020. Atlanta Falcons, 7-9. The Falcons have enough firepower on offense to make a run at the postseason, but that defense is downright awful, and losing Desmond Trufant, Vic Beasley, and Devondre Campbell only makes it worse. Sorry, but overpaying for Dante Fowler Jr. in free agency isn't going to change much. The Falcons did little to get better this offseason. Their 3 NFC South foes all made several big-time moves to get better. Matt Ryan and the passing game will keep Atlanta in games, but expect a 3rd straight losing here. Baltimore Ravens, 13-3. They were the NFL's best team a year ago. There's little reason to expect regression from reigning MVP Lamar Jackson and the fierce defense too. The Ravens have the NFL's easiest strength of schedule for 2020. Their opponents had a combined 2019 win percentage of .438. The Ravens' toughest tilt, a Week 3 Monday nighter against the Kansas City Chiefs, will take place in Baltimore. Rookies J.K. Dobbins and Patrick Queen promise to make significant contributions early. Trade acquisition Calais Campbell solidifies Baltimore's scary good defense. This team should be considered the favorite for the best record in football. Again, Buffalo Bills, 10-6. Christmas came 9 months early for Bills fans, when Tom Brady decided to leave Foxborough for Tampa Bay. The Bills saw their opportunity and went for it, acquiring star wide receiver Stephon Diggs in a trade with the Minnesota Vikings. Now Josh Allen has a nice set of weapons in Diggs, John Brown, Cole Beasley, and Devin Singletary. Throw in the league's 2nd best scoring defense from 2019, and the Bills are unquestionably the favorites to win the AFC East, which is so crazy to say. Congratulations, Tom. Carolina Panthers, 9-7. The Panthers are the ultimate wild card team, but we're fairly confident that they'll surprise a bunch of you in 2020. Teddy Bridgewater finally gets his chance to be a full-time starter again, having signed a 3-year, $63 million deal with the Panthers. He'll have a tremendous set of toys to work with: Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, and newcomer Robbie Anderson. Carolina widely used all of its picks on defense. Derek Brown and Yetur Gross-Matos should be difference makers right away. Rookie head coach Matt Rule, who comes from an offensive background, will not disappoint. Carolina will have a potent offense and vastly improved defense to keep them in the playoff hunt. Chicago Bears, 6-10. We feel like we're being mean to Matt Nagy, who's 20-12, but a plethora of teams in the NFC got significantly better in the offseason, while the Bears did very little to improve the roster. Overpaying for Robert Quinn was totally unnecessary since the Bears' defense is championship caliber as is. We've already accepted that Mitch Trubisky isn't Chicago's answer. We can't see trade pick up Nick Foles saving the team. He's too injury prone and hasn't had any success outside of Philadelphia. Too bad the Bears share a division with 2 consistent playoff contenders in Green Bay and Minnesota. Cincinnati Bengals, 5-11. The Bengals won't be boring in Joe Burrow's rookie year, but don't get too excited just yet, Cincy. There will be some growing pains as Burrow gradually develops into the face of the franchise. Burrow will help the Bengals win a few games thanks to an elite set of offensive playmakers: AJ Green, Tyler Boyd, John Ross, Auden Tate, T. Higgins, and Joe Mixon. But the Bengals share the AFC North with an MVP quarterback and 2 hopeful playoff contenders in 2010. They won't be football's worst team in 2020, but the Bengals need more time before they can even dream about the playoffs. Playoffs? Cleveland Browns, 8-8. Part of me really wants to buy the hype again and pick the Browns to make the run in 2020, but I did that last year, and I kind of look silly for it, so we're a bit hesitant this time. On paper, these Browns should be a double-digit win team, replacing the unqualified Freddie Kitchens with a much more qualified Kevin Stefanski. Him as head coach is going to do wonders. We love the Andrew Berry hiring as the new GM. The guy wasted no time in repairing this supremely talented but underachieving roster. Baker Mayfield, who took 40 sacks last season, can expect much better pass protection following the signing of Jack Conklin and the draft selection of Jedrick Wills Jr. Tight ends Austin Hooper and Harrison Bryant give Mayfield 2 more shiny weapons. As if Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, David Njoku, and Nick Chubb weren't enough. I mean, they kind of weren't last year, but the Browns will flirt with .500 here, and they'll be in contention for one of the 3 wildcard spots in the AFC. Dallas Cowboys, 10-6. simply replacing Jason Garrett, aka Mr. 500, with Super Bowl winning head coach Mike McCarthy, was a mega win to begin with. Then Jerry Jones somehow landed future superstar wideout CeeDee Lamb at number 17 overall. So Dak Prescott now has Lamb, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, and Ezekiel Elliott. That's just downright scary. And the Cowboys also bolstered their defense by drafting cornerback Trayvon Diggs, who should replace Byron Jones' void nicely. The NFC East is also the worst division in football. Dallas will just manage to hit double-digit wins en route to a return to the postseason. Denver Broncos, 9-7. The Broncos went 7-9 last year, having dropped so many close games that came down to the wire. But the bounces will surely even out in 2020. Adding Pro Bowlers AJ Bouye and Jarrell Casey via trade will take the defense to another level, as will the return of young pass rusher Phnom Bradley Chubb. But we see the Broncos going 9-7 here because of one thing: offense. John Elway wasn't satisfied enough with Courtland Sutton, Noah Fant, and Phillip Lindsay as weapons for Drew Lock. So he signed running back Melvin Gordon before drafting receiving studs Jerry Jeudy and KJ Hamler. Expect a big-time turnaround here for the Mile High City. Detroit Lions, 5-11. Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn made a lot of moves this offseason as they desperately try to keep their jobs beyond 2020. Give them credit for trying, but we just don't think it'll be enough. If Matthew Stafford stays healthy, the offense will be just fine. Taking Georgia running back DeAndre Swift in round 2 should do wonders for the always lackluster rushing game. Drafting Jeffrey Okudah was a must following the Darius Slay trade. But how much can the former improve the secondary? The Lions signed athletic linebacker Jamie Collins and traded for safety Deron Harmon, giving Patricia 2 more expatriates to work with. Stafford in the passing game will make them fun to watch, but these guys aren't anywhere close to playoff contention right now. Green Bay Packers, 11-5. No, we didn't like the Jordan Love pick either. And yes, we hated the fact that the Packers ignored Aaron Rodgers' need for a number 2 wideout to complement Devontae Adams. Management really let number 12 down. But come on, these guys just won 13 games and went to the NFC Championship game. They share a division with the Lions and Bears. The Vikings lost significant contributors this offseason. Did we mention the Packers still have Rodgers? These guys will easily win double-digit games in 2020. Good enough for another division. Houston Texans, 8-8. Trading DeAndre Hopkins will go down as one of the worst moves in NFL history. To offset the loss, Bill O'Brien acquired Brandon Cooks and Randall Cobb, which is probably not going to do anything. Don't know how they're going to replace the void of D-Hop. And no, David Johnson is not going to have a bounce-back year. What did O'Brien do to fix that leaky O-line and horrendous secondary? Oh yeah, nothing. Meanwhile, the Texans' AFC South foes made significant moves to get better. This time, Bill's awful personnel moves will catch up to him. No playoffs for Houston in 2020. Indianapolis Colts, 10-6. There it is. The Colts have a reliable starting quarterback to take them to the postseason again. Phillip Rivers is not washed up. He'll do wonders with an elite offensive line, and with his former quarterback's coach offensive coordinator Frank Reich. Indy also added superstar pass rusher DeForest Buckner to complement Darius Leonard and Justin Houston in the front 7. These guys are the team to beat in the AFC South. Enjoy your return to the postseason, Indianapolis. You deserve it. Jacksonville Jaguars, 3-13. Our early pick to win the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. A team that won 6 games last year will be much, much worse. Gone are Nick Foles, AJ Bouye, Calais Campbell, and Marcel Darius. Jacksonville shares a division with 3 playoff contenders and Super Bowl hopefuls. They'll be awful in 2020, but it will lead them to a franchise-changing QB in the 2021 draft. This will all be worth it. Trust me. Kansas City Chiefs, 12-4. The Chiefs didn't lose any significant contributors from their Super Bowl 54 championship team, compared to just about any other previous champion over the past decade. These guys are in much greater shape to repeat. The offense will not skip a beat, with Patrick Mahomes leading the way. Steve Spagnuolo's defense will be just as good, if not better than the 2019 unit. The schedule isn't friendly by any means, but the Chiefs are still heads and shoulders above almost everybody else. They'll reach a 3rd consecutive 12-win season here. Las Vegas Raiders, 9-7. The Raiders showed tremendous improvement in 2019 with 7 W's, but expectations should be a little higher now. And not just because they're relocating to the Sin City. John Gruden and Mike Mayock were 2 very busy men this offseason. They signed linebacker Corey Littleton, defensive tackle Malik Collins, and corner Price Amukamara to bolster their defense. We didn't love the Damon Arnett pick at number 19 overall, but he's at least an upgrade over most other corners they've had over the years. Adding Henry Ruggs to the draft was a huge win too. Now Derek Carr has Darren Waller, Tyrell Williams, Josh Jacobs, and Ruggs at his disposal. This offense should take big-time leaps in 2020. Expect a winning season in Vegas, and for the Raiders to be in playoff contention. Los Angeles Chargers, 6-10. If the Chargers landed Tom Brady, Teddy Bridgewater, or Cam Newton, we'd pick them to make the playoffs. Sorry, but Tyrod Taylor and unproven rookie Justin Herbert don't give us much confidence for 2020. The Chargers have one of the most skilled rosters in the league, Same thing as last year. How'd that go? These are the ultimate underachievers in football. The Chargers should field a top 5 or 10 defense in 2020. But a team is only as good as their quarterback. And we just can't see the Chargers getting by in a brutal division with Taylor and/or Herbert. Los Angeles Rams. 7-9. They are now, at least on paper, the worst team in the division. A roster full of holes got even worse following the departures of Corey Littleton, Dante Fowler Jr., Todd Gurley, and Brandon Cooks. Losing defensive coordinator Wade Phillips isn't going to help matters, because the Rams have Sean McVay and an at least above-average QB in Jared Goff. They'll still be a fun team to watch. There will be lots of offensive fireworks. But the depleted defense and horribly difficult NFC West means one thing: a losing season for the Rams. Once again, no playoffs here. Miami Dolphins, 6-10. We think the Dolphins will be one of the most exciting teams in 2020. It doesn't necessarily mean they'll make the postseason. We're antsy to see Tua Tagovailoa right now. But his hip problems and status as a rookie means Ryan Fitzpatrick will likely open the season as a starter. These Dolphins salvaged 5 wins last season with the worst scoring offense in the league. While the addition of Kyle Van Noy, Shaq Lawson, and Byron Jones will change that immensely. Brian Flores and Chris Greer have built up something special in South Beach. Tua time will eventually take off, and Miami will be a consistent playoff contender, but 2020 will be another rebuilding year. Keep the expectations minimal. Minnesota Vikings, 8-8. The Vikings narrowly squeaked out a wildcard berth in 2019, and they shocked the New Orleans Saints in the wildcard round. They're a prime candidate to regress in 2020, however. Kirk Cousins can never be counted upon for consistency. Losing offensive coordinator Kevin Stefanski is going to hurt. Rookie Justin Jefferson will replace Stephon Diggs' production. But what about that defense that lost 4 starters? Xavier Rhodes, Trey Waynes, Linval Joseph, and Everson Griffin. Problem is, Minnie seems happy to be a wildcard contender and not just a Super Bowl contender. They'll have to scratch and claw for a winning record. But in a stacked NFC, we don't see it happening. New England Patriots, 9-7. Write off the Patriots all you want, but last time we checked, they still have the greatest coach of all time and top scoring defense from a year ago. A friendly reminder that Belichick went a combined 14-6 without Brady as his starter for the 2008 and 2016 seasons. He's going to help Jarrett Stidham grow comfortably as the new starter. That usually strong rushing game and the stingy defense will keep New England in the games. Good for them that they have 2 bottom feeders in their division. Go ahead and write off the Pats. They'll still rack up a winning season without Tom Brady. New Orleans Saints, 12-4. They are perhaps the most complete team in football. They just need, for the love of humanity, some non-horrible officiating calls and historic unlucky bounces to stop hitting them. Something tells us the Saints are destined to finally overcome their playoff heartbreak and capture one more Super Bowl in the Drew Brees era. Adding Emmanuel Sanders was one of the savviest moves of the offseason. Finally, a number 2 wideout for Michael Thomas. Playing in the NFC South won't be a whole lot of fun, but the Saints are more balanced than anybody else in the NFC. This is their conference to lose. New York Giants, 5-11. Daniel Jones showed some flashes in his rookie year, but he should be even better in 2020. A healthy Saquon Barkley and the arrival of stud rookie tackle Andrew Thomas will do plenty of wonders. The Giants also revamped their defense by signing do-it-all linebacker Blake Martinez and veteran corner James Bradbury, before drafting Alabama safety Xavier McKinney. Having pass rusher Leonard Williams for a full season will help too. New head coach Joe Judge will get more out of this group than you think. The league's 7th easiest schedule in 2020 will help these Giants claw out 5 Ws. New York Jets, 6-10. While the Bills and Finns made moves to get significantly better in the AFC East, the Jets did what exactly? What did the Jets do? What did they do? Sam Darnold's top wideout Robbie Anderson left in free agency. Not sure if Brashad Perryman and Denzel Mims will be enough to complement Jamison Crowder in the passing game. We know Le'Veon Bell isn't going to be that Pro Bowl back the Jets are paying. Greg Williams' defense overachieved big time in 2019. We're a little skeptical about similar success in 2020. Oh, and the Jets having the number 2 strength of schedule. Good luck with the NFC West and AFC West on your schedule, boys. Can't wait. Philadelphia Eagles, 9-7. A 3rd straight 9-7 season in Philly. Why not? Can't count on Carson Wentz to stay healthy anymore. Ditto for Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey. At least Zach Ertz and Miles Sanders will keep this offense afloat. And that scary pass rush will have some nice help in the secondary following the Darius Slay addition. Philly will be a contender for a playoff berth. Playing in football's worst division helps immensely. Give them 9 wins here. San Francisco 49ers, 12-4. The reigning NFC champions may be even better in 2020. Trade acquisition Trent Williams replaced the retired Joe Staley on the O-line. Rookie Javon Kinlaw is a younger and cheaper fill-in for the departed DeForest Buckner. Rookie wideout Brandon Ayuk might give Jimmy Garoppolo the number 1 receiver he desperately needs. The league's best front 7 and that downright scary rushing offense will make the 49ers the NFC West champions again. Of course, it's Super Bowl or bust here. Seattle Seahawks, 10-6. Nothing new to see here. Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett will front one of the league's best passing offenses. That will be enough to mask their lackluster defense and inconsistent rushing game. Give Seattle another double-digit win season and a wild-card berth. That's the norm with their MVP-caliber quarterback. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 10-6. The 2020 offseason darlings indeed. Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski will certainly make the Bucs better, but try to cool it on the whole Super Bowl expectations. Brady's 43 and entering a completely different offense. Gronk is coming out of a one-year retirement. The defense isn't exactly the championship-caliber group Brady had in New England for 20 years. The rushing game leaves a lot to be desired. Tampa Bay is a safe pick to make the playoffs, no doubt about that, but they're not quite on par with the 49ers, Saints, or Packers. Tennessee Titans, 8-8. The Titans have recorded 4 straight 9-win seasons. We believe the streak will end here. It's just hard to see Ryan Tannehill repeating his magical comeback player of the year season. It's possible, I'm not saying it's not, but it's only 1 year that we saw. Defenses should be more prepared to keep Derrick Henry in check. With Jack Conklin gone, that will be an easier task. The defense lost Logan Ryan and Jarrell Casey. The AFC as a whole got better. As such, we expect a bit of a step back for the 2019 AFC runner-ups. Washington Redskins, 4-12. We would not be shocked if Ron Rivera got more than 4 wins out of this group. Still adding generational pass rusher Chase Young isn't going to be enough to reverse Washington's fortunes. Whether it's Dwayne Haskins or Kyle Allen who starts, there are too many questions at quarterback. Not enough playmaking weapons on offense. The secondary is a weak link. The Redskins are still the worst team in their division. Rivera will keep these guys competitive as he gets the rebuild plan going. But 2020 will be another year of growing pains in DC. So Washington fans, stay patient and trust the process. Who do you think will have the NFL's best record in 2020? Join me in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and TPS on social media. We post great content all the time. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. I make YouTube videos sometimes. Go follow, go subscribe to everything. TPS as well. Great memes on social media. Yeah, go find us. If you like this video, give it a like. It takes one click down below and subscribe to TPS. We post videos every single day. Every day is a new video. Oh my god, I say this so many times. It rolls out of my mouth. Just subscribe to TPS. Okay. Of course, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo. I'll see you next time.
My knee.